What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, another day, another dollar. We're going to be breaking down our ES futures contract. Missed you guys on Friday. Didn't do a whole lot trading on Friday. Was also fairly busy. Got back from work pretty late and just didn't have the opportunity to take any trades. Not that there were really many trades to take. And then I didn't post a video because I was busy later that evening, so no video on Friday. So I'll come to you guys on Sunday here, giving you an update on what the market looks like. We'll go over our larger time frames. We'll look at the monthly. We'll look at the weekly. We'll look at the daily. See how the weekly closed out last week. Look at the daily coming into the week of Thanksgiving. It is a shortened week as we will not be trading on Thanksgiving Day. And then Friday, the day after, is a half day. So right now we are looking at our monthly time frame, and remember we were one time framing down on the monthly, which meant we were setting lower highs and lower lows, and then we stopped that this month by taking out last month's high and setting a higher high or a higher low and now a higher high, putting ourselves back into a balance. Now the balance is technically still forming, okay? I just initially have it in a 3-month balance, but it could easily become a 5-month balance or even more depending on how much we push up this month. So we could push all, like we can take this month, for example, November, right? We can continue to grind all the way up to the highs up here at 48.08, and the monthly would still technically be balanced until we close out that this month's time frame. So, but right now, I just have it in a 3-month balance because I think this 45.62 level will be pretty significant. Now, obviously, if we get above that, then the balance continues to get become formed, and then we'll just kind of see where that ends up being as we come to a close on the month. But right now, monthly in balance, pushing up, looking to test that 45.62, which is the next target on the monthly time frame on the upside. And if we get above 45.62, we have that gap or the high from the month of August at 46.0925, and then the high in July of, what was that, 46.33, 46.3350. So if we keep on pushing up, those will be the next targets. Right now the market is in a state of balance in the daily, and whoa, sorry if that just redlined. I don't know quite why. But the market is in a state of balance right now in the larger picture. As far as our weekly goes, weekly, flip it to that. Weekly has been one time framing up. All right. We are one time framing up, looking to find acceptance back in this upper range from whenever we chopped around for a little bit and then came out. So our next weekly target on the upside would be that weekly high of 45.62. Okay, 45.62 would be the next weekly high there. I do think that up and into that 45.60 area, it's going to be a pretty difficult time because, I mean, that was one week there, another week there, and another week there where all three of us, or all three of those weeks right there, kind of topped out between that 45.25 up into that 45.60 level. So in my opinion, there's a pretty difficult area right in this range, right? It's kind of tough to be to want to long in this area, right? Especially for those traders that look at support and resistance. They're probably viewing this as some type of resistance here, right? They can see these wicks here. That's what they're kind of looking at. But we are one time framing up on the weekly time frame, 2 weeks in a row after coming back into a balance a few weeks ago. So pretty strong close for the week. Coming into the end of the week last week, didn't do a whole lot the last few days, but we did push up rather good. And that next target on the weekly is 45.62, that monthly high that I was discussing just a second ago. But just keep in mind, above 45.25 into 45.60, it's going to be a very tough time getting long until we clear that 62. And then above that 62, you have pretty much clear skies until right around 46.15, essentially. So that is our weekly. Now let's go ahead and look at our daily, see how that's shaping up, right? Now, we came into a balance. We are in a 4-day balance on the daily time frame. And as you can see, I do have that area highlighted where I think a lot of resistance or overhead, just kind of caution would be for me. We do have a gap above us. We'll look at that on our gaps here in just a second. But we are in a balance, okay? Now, we have a gap below, okay? We have a lot of poor structure below us, right? There's several gaps below us. The 20s curling up, the 50s curling up. So it's just a matter of what do we do? Is this just the rest period where we finally, we rest for a little bit and then we come out of balance to the upside with pretty good steam and momentum and get this upside gap? Or do we, run out of steam, buyers kind of fall asleep up here at the wheel and we come in? It would not be a bad idea, or not a bad idea, but it would not be a bad thing for the market to kind of come back in and fill in some of this this gap area, because not only did we gap up here, there was also a gap within a similar range. Okay, so I think we need to spend a little bit of time in between that 44.83 to where the gap gets filled down here at 44.36 level. I think we need to spend a little bit of time there and then maybe run this market back up and try to test for yearly highs. If not, then this might just be a rest period and buyers could still be very strong. The only thing that's got me worried about that scenario is the fall off on the volume. Now, we are coming into a holiday, so that might play a little bit of it, but we really haven't seen any significant volume on this push up most recently. So right now we are in a in a daily balance on the daily. We're in a balance on the monthly, and the weekly is one time framing up, pushing into some overhead resistance. Now, if we pull up our gaps here, we do have this gap up here that gets filled at this low of 45.91. So just above where that weekly high is. Okay, so if we get above 45.62, right, your next destination is that daily high where the gap starts at 70.25, and then that gap gets filled at 60, or excuse me, where does that gap get filled? Gap gets filled at 45.91. So I'm going to mark this real quick just so I can, for me visually, and you guys can go ahead and mark it on your charts. What was it? 91. First target. 91. Okay. And then we're going to do that. We'll bring it up to size here. And then we're going to say gap fill on the upside here. Boom. Okay. So gap gets filled there. And the gap starts here at 70.25. Oh, nope. That's not what we want to edit. Try that again. 70.25 gap starts. We'll do that, and we'll do that, and boom. So if we get into that upside gap there, we have a good chance of setting a new yearly high. If we do not break out of this balance on our daily, we can roll over and fill in this gap, and it's a rather large gap. Maybe we consolidate up here a little bit longer next week. Not really looking for that, but we'll see. It's just going to be kind of wear your hard hats, be patient, take trades that come to you, right? You don't want to chase anything. Another thing I want to note is how close we came to the balance high here and backed off initially. We got very close on Friday to getting that balance high, and then we roll over and kind of close, not necessarily near lows, but about the midday range. So let's go ahead and look at our 30-minute time frame, kind of review what happened on Friday, and then we'll skedaddle on out of here, kind of go over some scenarios on what I'm looking for come Monday. So right here on Friday, zoom this bad boy in a little bit more. Right here on Friday, we opened up above the 9Y point of control that we set on Thursday, opened up above it, and then really just kind of chopped around in the initial balance for a little while. After opening up in A period, we did drive down, right? We pushed up, couldn't take out the day's high. We rolled over, got that 9Y point of control. And my level of interest over the last several days for me, and I've been saying this in most of my videos, is 45.25 for me. 45.25 is a pretty significant line in the sand. As you can see, we stayed below it majority of the day, and then we finally popped above late in the evening, got that afternoon rally high from the 15th on Wednesday, right? We got that afternoon rally high, came up, got the high of day from that day to the tick, and then rolled back over, pushed back below 45.25. Now we did close above it, but I'm thinking if we find acceptance above 45.25, then we have a good opportunity at least coming out of this balance to the upside, getting these higher days, and then testing that 45.62. Now, if we do get above our balance high, there isn't a lot in the way, right? There's nothing really stopping us to get up into 45.62. From that day, there's not a whole lot left for us to go. So maybe that's why we're kind of stalling out here. There is just kind of too large of a move to the upside. And right now the range has been rather small. So not a whole lot to review. There were a few opportunities, I suppose, to take a trade. And that was initially fading the low at the low of the day. Once we broke the initial balance, you kind of seen that there wasn't much movement to the upside, and you knew you had a wide point of control that was being developed at the time above, so you could fade that, rotate back in. Same thing at the highs, fade it against that afternoon rally high, right? You get short 26.25 initially, using the afternoon rally high as your out, right? And you're wanting to rotate back in to where point of control was at the time, around 20. So you could have made a few points, but this is where risk reward kind of gets skewed a little bit. And then we eventually rotated up and got that afternoon rally high. So after that, there really wasn't anything for us in that market, especially once we couldn't get back to the point of control later in the evening. So let's go ahead and mark the destinations here. Kind of crazy that, I said got that high, got near our balance high. Excuse me, guys, because I already marked the high and I've already marked the lows, anticipating this video. Forgot I did that. So we do have our high day up here, and our balance high is 36.75. Our high day from Friday was 34.50. So we got within 2 points of it and then backed off initially. Our balance low now is at 44.8375. So if we do take out today, or not today, but Friday's low, your destination on the downside is 45.01, 4,525 afternoon rally high, or not afternoon rally high, excuse me, afternoon pullback low from the 14th on Tuesday. And then you start eating away at that sell tail, testing the balance low at 44.8375. If we take that out on the downside, you have nothing until the gap at 44.3675. So pretty standard. There's no, risk reward here is pretty terrible. The only time I would short is maybe against the balance high initially. If we get above it by, say I short 36.75 and then we get above 40.50, I'm out. Only long play I would probably look is maybe one time against the afternoon pullback low here at 4,500. Maybe 2 points below that, I'm out. And then maybe take an initial long down here at the balance low, depending on what the day shapes up to be. Are we trend, things of that nature. Value has gone from higher to overlapping the lower to overlapping the higher. So for me, value is essentially unchanged, but we have on Friday, we did bring it up overlapping the higher. So that kind of may be a telltale. Do we go and test the balance high, maybe stretch it, and then come back in on Monday? So just kind of keep your hard hats on, use stops. And there's really not a whole lot here, not a whole lot of trades to be made while you're in this range. So just be patient, wait to come out of balance with a trend day of strong magnitude, and then you can make your hay. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Thanks for all the support. If you're new, subscribe. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like down below. If you're looking for a community of successful traders, even if you're wanting to be supported or just have more education about the profile or just even trading in general, check out camelbacktrading.org. Paul Asmar, check out his YouTube channel, as he is my mentor and has helped me out a tremendous amount on profile and just becoming a better trader overall. With that being said, hope you all have a wonderful day. We'll catch you guys Monday. See ya.